I had too much crap on my desk. All right. We are, let me get my, what's the term? Get my cans on.
I got more of a delay than
Hi, welcome to SecureIt Live. We suck. Hey guys, how's it going? Another beautiful day in paradise. If you're in central New York, the sun is shining. Pulled the vintage Corvette out of storage this morning and fired it up. And, well, let's just say we had a little bit of a fuel leak. and I kind of stunk up the place. I blew fuel all over the place. In fact, I had a hose. It's fuel injected now. It's a 68 Corvette, so it's got a pretty high pressure pump. And something happened over the winter, so I blew fuel all over the place. And that's part of what we do.
Practicing for the safe cook-off.
That's right. How's it going? Today we've got Chris and Steven with us.
Howdy.
Hello.
Looking dashing, Steven.
That's it. Just hello. Awesome.
Well, that's like my retirement. They had me come up when I retired from the military. They said, anything you want to say? I said, goodbye. And my buddies appreciated it. None of the officers seemed to. So
that's funny stuff. So, guys, things are moving along. A lot of stuff happening here. A lot of stuff happening in the world. That's for sure. We're going to be out in the shop today with the Agile stack. What would you call the same thing we've got behind you guys? Kind of going through some of the features, benefits, and things that we do there. Other stuff in the news. There was a great comment by the wonderful Newt Gingrich. I can't remember the exact. I just read it this morning. It was talking about Boris. Who's that prime minister?
Yeltsin?
No.
Johnson.
Johnson. Boris Johnson walking through Kyiv with Zelensky and while Biden was riding his bike in Delaware. Just like that really sums up the issue we have here. We have a detached administration from a true humanitarian crisis going on, unfortunately. Other things in the news, there are a couple of shootings that I wanted to talk about real quick. Biden was hitting hard on, we got to, going after guns and all this stuff. Schumer had promised to bring gun legislation to the Senate floor, and he's stalled, and he's not doing it. It's election year, and he really believes, and he's correct, that if he forces Democrats to make decisions on gun control, they're going to lose elections. A whole lot of Democrats bought their first firearms last year and a half. So they're stalling on that. But Biden comes out loud about it, talking about these shootings. And now I don't have all the data on the one from New York. The one in Sacramento, guy was doing 10 years for a pretty violent attack. I did some of the I'm not going to go into the details of the attack, but he was sentenced to 10 years in jail. He was released in 2, and I think that was like 3 days or 4 days before he goes out and kills a bunch of people. And it seems to be a recurring theme in so many of these tragedies is if the laws on the books were properly enforced, would the tragedy have happened? In this case, I'm going to say no. But they're using these as reasons to go after guns. I don't think they've got the votes. I don't think they've got the ability. I think far too many Americans have exercised their Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, I've had a lot of my left-leaning friends ask me, to help them out, take them shooting and stuff because they started getting interested in it. So yeah, it's shifting a lot.
There you go.
How's that? I don't have the headphones on, so I can't hear how.
Yeah, we didn't.
Awesome I sound.
Steven didn't get headphones. You got to work your way up to that in the show. So he's.
I know. I got downgraded. Now I'm on the left side.
Should we switch?
That's right. Nah. So, Chris, what else is coming along the pipe? And Chris is our chief marketing officer.
Yes, sir.
And going along right now. What are you working on?
Almost at 90 days. Working on, I think you were about to fire me last week on the show. That's at right. The end. We had a good response to our open invitation for the field agent program. We kicked that off. We're going to get our soft launch in the middle of May. So again, if you are interested in becoming a SecureIt field agent, happy to get you signed up. Shoot me an email, cpane@securittactical.com. fastbox.com. We're just rolling. We're getting some stuff out there. We got new products coming. I'm excited. There's a little caveat to the demonstration you and Steve are going to show. You're going to show one of our new products coming out in May.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Ron, explosion of success in the product development. Lot going on. We're actually going to be, I believe we are putting together the structure to bring in additional people into that department.
Yeah.
And just ramp things up.
Just getting started. So we're excited. A lot going on here. Again, the field agent program is going to be huge. We've got the Agents of Change that you've been out. You were out in Minnesota earlier in the week. How'd that go?
It went well. We shot off 2 segments of the show. For people tuning in who don't know, we are producing, creating a TV show called Agents of Change. It'll be airing, I believe the first show will be July 7th. It's Thursday nights, 8 o'clock on the Sportsman's Channel, and we're bringing the most innovative people, products, and companies, just bringing them out, showing people kind of what's out there, where things are going, what's coming new. I think the show's going to be really cool. I'm going out. I've got a team of people that are finding these cool, innovative products, and sometimes they come to me and say, "Hey, Tom, I've got this, boom, boom, boom." I talk to these guys. I'm just like, back in my mind, I'm going like, well, that sounds really boring, or that sounds really sad. I'm not sure. That doesn't sound very innovative. So I was out. I'm not going to spill any candy on this until the show comes out. But a couple of products in the hunting world that I didn't think were that. I couldn't imagine how they'd be innovative. Went out and shot the segments, and holy cow, I was blown away. So the show will be a magazine format. It'll be kind of like what was the Brian Gumbel sports show?
Real Sports.
Real Sports. Similar to that, we'll start in a studio. Then we're going to be out in the field interviewing and showing people and products that are really working to drive change. You guys, if anybody follows me, know that I'm pretty outspoken. The firearms industry is reluctant to change, and I think it should in many ways. Some ways, I mean, I buy a lot of vintage lever action guns. I hunt with a vintage lever action gun. I think that heritage is important. I think it's cool, but there's a lot of things that we could do as a whole community, certainly on the side of the leadership from NRA and NSSF and those groups, to modernize, to do a better job of getting out the message, because the anti-gun people are good at it, and I'm not sure we are. But
so we're going to do some demos today, but I think there's a cool story behind the Agile 52 and why, can you give the audience kind of a background on why we went there with this product and kind of the history and how you look at it?
Well, I mean, this is our first cabinet, really, our first retail product. We had the Fastbox, which originally was a law enforcement product, which we brought into the consumer market. And then we made the determination to go into the consumer market. Our first thing, I think I've talked about this, our first was, let's license our technology to a safe company. I met with the leadership teams on a couple of America's largest safe companies and very quickly realized we will not do business with America's largest safe companies, because the biggest, what's that?
They just don't get it.
No, the senior leadership teams, most of these guys didn't own guns. None of them owned an AR platform of any kind. So how are they going to design, develop, and build proper storage when none of them own guns? These guys aren't gun people. And so we decided we need to make a cabinet, and we wanted to bring what we learned through almost 20 years of military into the consumer market. And with the military, it's, they use the term high speed, or there's various terms they use, but everything they have, they want to be able to pack up and move quickly. Certainly the Marine Corps, it's mission critical. They can, whatever they buy, they want to know they can pack it up and move it. So we took that mindset in the consumer market and said, you know what? Let's make an ultralight gun safe. Let's make a gun safe that's really lightweight. Let's make one that's modular. Let's take all the cues, everything we've learned from the military, and apply it to the consumer, because the actual needs are kind of the same. We'll put it this way. The results can be the same. When you go lightweight, when you go modular, it frees up your world. You're able to do things you can't do. A big, heavy, traditional dinosaur gun safe is a rigid box with a specific system that does one thing, and that's all it ever does. And it holds, you put those guns in, it really doesn't hold them well. It says it holds 30 guns, it actually holds 12. And we know all the BS that goes on they're designed to look good empty because that's how they're sold. And we came from the military where if the specs say I need to, we're supplying them with cabinets that hold 24 rifles, they damn well better hold 24 rifles. And what we learned with the military was flexibility was just as important as storage. The ability to customize, adapt, and take the cabinet interior and configure it to meet your needs. And, the Marine Corps refers to our Model 84 weapon rack as the Tetris rack because they start at the bottom and just start with bins and trays and all the stuff. They just build up. The guys at 3rd Group out in Bragg, they called it the Lego rack. That was their term because they were, again, it's like Legos. The reason why Legos are so popular, I mean, it's a toy, but really it's a tool that allows a kid to build the toy he wants. Cradle Grid, or originally it was called the SecureIt Tactical Weapon Storage Platform. Now Cradle Grid allows you to build the interior to meet your needs because everybody's needs are really different. I configure my safes to hold my guns the way I want. I've got certain gear, certain ways I want to do things. My neighbor, he's got Answer Safe and an Agile. His are configured completely different because that's what he wants. And that's kind of what we give you is freedom to do what you want. So doing the Agile is interesting. I wanted lightweight, and we dealt with the world of how do you ship it? Even a lightweight cabinet to ship UPS, a box that big, ends up on a pallet. And we're like, boom, there's $400. And we knew that wasn't going to work. So we really started playing with the idea of how do you knock it down? And there's a lot of screw together cabinets that just suck. Stack-On did one early on. They sold it for, I think, $199. They no longer make it because you could take it and flex it so much the door would pop open. So we started, kind of working outside the, I'm not sure what term you'd use for it because we had no frame of, all we knew is we wanted KD, we wanted to knock down. We went to a couple local steel manufacturers and it was Joe from, what was the company up in Utica?
Metal Solutions.
Metal Solutions. Yeah. He says, Tom, I got an idea. And he kind of drew it out on paper. I'm going like, make one. So we just made a couple sections. I was like, that looks really cool. Is it going to be strong? He goes, I think it's going to be really strong. So we made a prototype. And the original prototype cabinet we have here is actually, it's about 72 inches high. It's deep. The original prototype cabinet, he was also working on a spec for us for a laptop storage cabinet. My first company was Greenline Data, and we sold laptop cabinets. He was working on a cabinet for us. We brought him this. So the first prototype he put together was slide lock technology on a laptop storage cabinet, which we still have it sitting in the shop back here. In fact, it's full of all of our old laptops and old computer cords and stuff. And once you tighten up those screws, it blew me away how strong it was. So we scaled down the size to the Agile Pro. And was that? I thought you were raising your hand. And we put it together, and we were just blown away at how strong. Then we're like, will people actually go for this? You got to build it. And there really isn't a good you build it safe. There are some modular storage units you can buy and build. Most of them are really bad, or they're so complex to build that it kind of defeats the purpose. So we started selling them, and immediately the response was off the charts. We launched it, and then sales were good. And then Wrangler Star posted a video. He bought it from Amazon. It was unsolicited. I didn't know this guy, Cody. And he goes by Wrangler Star on YouTube. He's got a great channel. He did a video on the cabinet. The video went to about 5 million views. And boom, we sold out like almost immediately. And it's been, I credit him with really helping us launch that product. But it's been gangbusters ever since. Is there anything I'm missing on that one?
I don't think so. That's a
I think it's pretty thorough.
Well, let me look at my partner over here, Steven.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. And, I like when we actually first talked to Cody because unfortunately, his had a small ding in it from shipping damage. So I got an email from him and he's like, hey, I got a little ding in this, it's okay. I can still use it. But I just want to let you know. And, here's the video. So we passed it around the company and we're like, Yeah, that's kind of like, we were like, who is this guy? And next thing find out that, it's blowing up. And I remember because it was really busy after that video. And I think it got busy before we found out about it. And we were trying to figure out why it was so busy.
Yeah, no, the sales blew up. We're like, what's going on? Why is this thing going crazy? And we realized it was that video. And
did we send him like a fruit basket or anything as a thank you?
We sent him bunch of Model 84s. We did a whole gun wall system. He's got a whole bunch of our stuff. Yeah. He's kind of moved away from firearms a little bit. He's now into the homestead. He really focuses on building his land, and we've got the SecureIt Ranch, which we're gonna be building a retreat on. We made the decision we are going to build on the property, so that I'd love to start construction this year. I don't know with the way stuff goes. I'm not sure that we can actually get it done that fast. I don't know, but that is something that's going to happen. And then with the field agent program, what we'll do is our top field agents will probably invite here. Every summer, we'll have a big bash out at the ranch, do some shooting, good food, spend some time on the lake, and just do what we do in the summer. Yeah, do what we do in the summer. There might be some scotch. There might be some cigars. Ladies, there might be some scotch and cigars. Exactly.
Equal opportunity here, Tom.
These are outdoor people, so they're used to roughing it. So before the cabin's built or the building, we can always do big tents and some porta-johns. So you might have to rough it a bit. But
I'm a little bit more of a glamper, so
we knew that. My wife has tasked me to get the bathroom done. My building permit on the pole barn we put up requires me to get the building permit, because there's no structure on the property. You can't just build a barn without a house. So I looked at the guy, I said, "You got your mind?" And he started laughing. He said, "Are you gonna put any rooms in there?" I say, "I'm gonna probably put a storage." He goes, "Put a portable toilet in there, and that's a bathroom. You got a house." And boom, he seriously stamped it. So I've got to do that this spring. But we're gonna do off the grid. It'll be all solar powered. Not that I'm trying to make some statement. I just want to be off the grid. We just want to have a place that's completely detached from the crazy world. Hey, I've got a note in here from Miles. You need to do a review of a new trigger innovation by RMT. I'll take a look at that. We're going to, as the show airs, we are going to have the Agents of Change portal. Will be a website where people can submit products they believe are really innovative. Season 1 will be shot by the time the first thing shows, but we're already planning. We're anticipating this is going to be a very successful show, and we will already roughly planning season 2. So we will be reaching out to people. If you know of really innovative, new, different, either a product, a company, or a person, we want you to submit it. At some point, we're going to run out of people to talk about, because when we first decided to do this, I went to SHOT Show and figured I'm going to see a whole bunch of neat, innovative companies at SHOT Show. I walked the floor and I called one of my producers and I said, "There aren't any." And it was really fun. Then we went back and spent a little more time walking around and actually came across there's some really cool products out there. And I'm looking forward to getting these segments all shot, getting it edited, put together, and watching the response. Hey, guys, if anybody has questions about anything that we do, you do, the world, we want to make this as an open format as possible. So please type away.
Drop them in. You guys are going to head out to the warehouse.
We are. Are we at that point already?
I think we are. We got to see a demo here. Let's see what you're talking about. Let's back
we're
up
walking
these
out
words.
there, Chris can answer all the questions. Let's see how much he's learned from us.
I had the privilege of working with Steven last week, so I know every product by heart now, and I think we're good.
There you go.
I think you snuck away and had lunch halfway through that. So
I did.
Hey, Chris.
Good lunch. They're leaving me in charge. I have to push a button.
When you click that should bring. They'll bring the. It'll do is like, boom. See, there it is, and then this one you just got to remove. Add to stream. We're doing a text session. You got that?
This is a bad idea.
No, it's not. You got it.
I got you.
I got you. All right.
I get to go to the big boy chair.
The big boy chair. All right, guys. We are going to jump out to the shop, and with the smoke is cleared from my and stink from my gas confusion, and we'll be right there, guys.
Scary thought.
Scary. I know it is. I'm like coming in.
Yeah, put up a little book for us.
That doesn't help me. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm not going to see shit.
Well, it's far away.
All right, guys. Let me get the
Guys are out there, so we're going to get them over. Tom and Steven, have some fun.
All right. So start off. Right now, we got both of them put together. We're mostly talking about the Agile 52, but we got the Agile 40 on here too. So we're just going to show what you can do with them at the same time. But the Agile 52, it is 20 1/4 inches wide, so it'll fit in a lot of different places. It's 15 1/4 inches deep. It's actually 16 3/4 if you count the handle and stuff on it, because some customers wonder about that because of just spacing issues. And as the name suggests, 52 inches tall. This guy's the same thing, just 40 inches tall.
It's the bomb, guys. So I've got this configured. I threw it together pretty quick with. It's got 6 rifles, a mix of some AR platform. I got my old 870, the 4570. I think that's 4570 Henry. And then I'm using trays and bins behind it, just with. I've got the big drum magazine for the RPD, various other magazines, optics, and ammo. Door organizer is. We also have a Molly one, don't we?
We do have a full Molly door organizer for those people who just want total adjustability. Because when we designed this, we knew we're not going to make everybody happy. Some people don't have pistols. Some people have no idea what Molly is. Some people wanted it all Velcro. We tried to mix it up as much as possible and make it as usable as possible so that everybody can use it. We kept it lightweight, so I think unloaded, it's 110 pounds total. So
That's the shipping weight.
No, shipping weight's 120.
Oh, is it? All right.
Around 100 pounds.
100 pounds.
So, and we made it, so really, if you're going upstairs, the heaviest piece is the door. So, and everything mounts together. And it's tough to see. I was going to grab a display, but there's basically locking rails in here that lock the front and the sides together, and they bolt on to the top.
Yeah.
And when people have gotten it originally, some of the parts, they have a little wiggle to it because it's, it's not put together yet. But once you put it together, it locks together, it is solid.
It is. It's amazing. The slide lock technology, if you haven't experienced it, it's a total of 8 bolts, 4 bolts bottom, 4 bolts tops. And as this thing comes together, it's amazingly strong. I'm going to say it's stronger than a welded cabinet, just because there's more steel, there's more structure to it. Again, you move it with a hand tray. You can disassemble it, carry it upstairs, reassemble it, or you can move it with a hand truck. The idea is it moves with you. The average American moves every 6.3 years. Every year, that actually gets faster and faster. People are becoming more mobile. The 2 most left behind things when people move are hot tubs and gun safes. I have several friends who have moved, and they all left their gun safes. Chris has been shopping for a house in Florida. He's relocating. I don't know if he can hear me, but how many houses are...
Everyone but the one I bought.
Yeah, every house he looked at had a gun safe in it except the one he bought. And we were going to go down there if he had a gun safe and cut it in half or do something. But this is stuff that stays with you. And that's the...
I actually tell customers, they ask me, how hard it is to take apart. I recommend they leave it together when they move because it's just easier and you're not losing screws. Because I have tons of customers that, hey, I lost all the hardware. Can you send me some? Which I can.
Well, I want to show you. Did you notice that the light went out because it's on a time? It just goes out by timing. This is the light bar. And you can go red, white. It's magnetic. It snaps up into this. Very simple, just very simple magnetic. And now that'll go off by itself when the door is closed. It's a motion sensor. The minute you open the door, the light goes on. Eventually, with the door open, it'll time out. Just wave my hand in there. It goes right back on. We've got another one sitting right here.
And you can change the brightness on both the red and the white.
Correct. This little sensor. And the lights, they're magnetic. They also come with clips that allow you to put this into from Velcro to a lot of other applications. So this light bar will not only work with our system, it'll work with any safe. Yeah. And these will be on our website, on Amazon.
Early May-ish.
Yeah. We're just, I never saw it go like that. That's actually kind of cool. Out of sideways.
And with this one, it actually has 2 ways to get in. You have electronic code, which I can't show you because I disable it because our sales and marketing people will lose my keys and let the battery die and all sorts of terrible things. And it's also got a key backup, which it's actually nice and hidden. So if you don't know the keys there, you don't know where to put in the keyhole. I've actually had customers who didn't read the instructions. They're like, hey, I have the key. Where do you open it up? So and we
That's
just let them know.
This is actually cologne. Copy, yeah. So guys, type questions, buy cabinets, put them all over. In my house, I've got a quad. In my basement's fixed up. I live on a hill facing a lake, so I've got a studio, bunch of guitars in it, and then I've got an Agile quad system and a big gun wall system. So if I've got kids over, my kids, my son has his friends over, everything goes in the cabinet, locks down. If we want to do a display, if we're shooting video, everything comes out and I put it up on display. And then throughout the house, I've got a mixture of Agiles and Fastboxes, so that I live in a really safe area. I think I do, but I'm never more than 3 seconds away from defending myself. And if somebody breaks into the house, unless they spend a lot of time, they're just not going to find anything. These things are designed to prevent the smash and grab. Most people who break in are in and out of a house in 9 minutes. That is the average as per FBI crime data. They're moving quick. They're looking for drugs. They're looking for simple valuables: master bathroom, master bedroom, prime, home office, den, and they typically leave. If they see a big safe, they may go after it. With our system, nobody's going to know what you've got in the house.
I had a question today. A customer asked me, he's like, I always see your guys is with a scope and sights in. Is there a right or way wrong to do it? And I'm like, we do it because it kind of protects the optics. So if I'm grabbing boxes up here, I drop something, it's not hitting the optic. But realistically, it's however you want it. It'll fit in there both ways. So it's kind of a preference thing. This is how our preference is.
Now, there is a time, I always recommend, in the military, we always want the scopes in. Now, sometimes in the military, if they're doing serialized inventory, they want them out so they can see the serial numbers. But also, with the scopes out, it buys you a lot more room behind the guns, so you can drop trays and bins in behind your rifles, and you can store a boatload of gear. I did this one kind of like an Agile Pro close. You could put a lot more into it. I didn't go crazy with it.
Yeah, and the Pro, that comes with, I got a cheat sheet over there. If you can read that off. So I'm going to steal this real quick because marketing want to let everybody know what it has. So the Pro has, whoops, I'm getting old. It comes with 3 yellow bins, 3 medium bins, 1 large bin, which large bin, I like to use it for pistols because it'll hold 2 pistols up to 10 inches long in it. Works great. The stock bases and the cradles for the 6 rifles, gear shelf, which is one of these, then magnetic hooks. Do we have a magnetic?
I didn't put any magnetic hooks in it.
Magnetic hooks are great. People ask what you can use it for. Whatever you want. It has a million uses. Like
my wife she commandeered a bunch of magnetic hooks. The door to going to my garage, the big steel door, a fire door. We got magnetic hooks holding all sorts of stuff. My kids are in school and had all sorts of stuff on it. We rate them at,
I think it's 30 pounds.
30 pounds. If you're into heavy, pretty heavy gauge steel, the dead pull on it's closer to, I think, 80 is what we pulled on it. When it's going like to a steel beam. Yeah. The thickness of the steel has a lot to do with how strong a magnet is. It can't get a lot of pull on thin. But on these, I think they're 30 pounds.
Yeah, and it'll come with a couple of these steel trays. I like them for ammo boxes. They work good. And the door organizer with a Pro.
Yeah. I like to throw some ammo.
I like to put the magazines in here, but sometimes, depending on your magazine, you will run into the pistols.
Yeah.
And we tried to make the pistol holder to fit pretty much anything pistol that you had. I'm sure there's something out there that won't fit it, but our goal when we design this is to be as useful as possible.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you can yell at Tom and I because we designed it. So customers seem to like that. I don't like I wanted to change your door organizer. I'm like, well, let me know about it. I helped design it. And they seem to like, venting to me about it.
Everybody wants their own system. It's funny though, we get so many calls about custom door organizers, and it just reinforces why people like the Agile so much. Yeah. Because the interior is customizable. You don't have to call. I set this up this way because we just set it up for the shop. If I was to have Steven set this up for the same video, it would have been radically different. Everybody who sets it up different, and you have the freedom to set it up however you want. The number one reason people buy the Agile cabinet is that level of flexibility, and it's lightweight. You don't need weight for security. I've proven that with my saw. I can open up almost any gun safe in America in very little time. I'm not going to tell you how long because we got a contest coming up, which we're going to talk to and get back inside. We are having a contest where everybody can enter to win, and you got to pick how long it's going to take me to remove a gun from. I got a big safe over here. I'm not going to say the name of it. Let's just say it's one of America's largest safe companies, and we're going to extract a gun from that. And however long it takes, whoever's the closest wins a prize. I'm not sure. Is it $1,000? I don't remember exactly what we're doing.
It was like store credit or something.
Yeah, $1,000, $2,000. It's going to be. It'll be cool. We'll do something pretty spectacular.
You said saw, and immediately I'm thinking, the 249 or the 240, because that's one of the cool things about this. If you live in one of those states where you can have some really cool stuff, this will fit it too, as long as the height's right.
Yeah.
The military uses them for 240s, 249s, Mark 19s. So the adaptability of this goes far beyond what retail people use.
That's right. I should have configured this with a 50 and a Mark 19. So you came out and opened the door. It's like, what?
Oh, I think we could fit.
You can fit a Mark
Can we fit
19
two?
and a 50 in there. I'm not sure the barrels will fit.
Yeah.
But if you got a really long bird gun, there's a few. I've seen a few, not many. Man, 52 inches. It holds everything out. I've got a Versa Max. It's probably my longest gun.
That I'm pretty sure fits.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does. I've got it stored in my house, but it just clears.
Yeah.
'Cause I think that's 51 inches.
Yeah,
51 and a half.
it's the long bird guns. Those are the ones that
Yeah.
usually, run into something, especially if you have the extended choke on it.
Yeah. So guys, this is the Agile 52 and the 40 in the stack combo configuration, and that's at my house. Again, I said I've got the quad. I keep mostly rifles in the bottom of one. I've got one cabinet with shelves for all. It's full of hunting gear. Pretty much whitetail. All my whitetail hunting, heavier stuff that I keep in it. And when all your gear is organized and stored neatly, you can buy more. It's when it overloads and all of a sudden you get crap everywhere. Then you go shopping, and that's when
you buy something you already have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
all right, guys, I think we're good here. Post questions. I'm gonna head back into the shop and back in the studio. We'll continue down this road.
Cool.
Anything else? All right. See if Chris screwed things up.
All right. Well, I don't think we screwed anything up on that. Tom's coming back, so we're going to give him his captain's chair. If you could, please post some questions. Very good demonstration. Simon, thank you for buying your Agile. We appreciate that. Same with you, Bill. If you've got pictures of a great setup, please send them our way. We'll be happy to share them with the group.
Hey, this is like Johnny Carson. Got to move down.
I'm down the couch.
All right, guys. That was Steven's coming in. He's
Good job out there. So on the light bar, Tom, one of the questions. No, you guys did a great job. That's going to be coming out the first or second week of May. We'll be emailing everybody if you are a customer, if you're on our email list. But they are going to be $27.99 for one. We're doing two for $49.99, and then we can do larger bulk pricing. That'll be ready by the first or second week of May.
That is cool. Steven, what do you have? Oh, UPS came.
Yeah, UPS guy dropped it off.
All right, guys.
He's not supposed to have sharp objects.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Let me have that back.
So we got a little UPS something here.
Global West Suspension.
Yeah, I've been waiting. Put it up.
There's YouTube channels called Unboxing, and these kids make millions.
I don't get that. That is so bizarre to me that they watch people.
Tom should have his own unboxing channel. I like
It's going to
this.
be all car parts and scopes.
So, guys, every year I do a car, every 2 years, roughly. And I've been building a 66 Ford Falcon. It's been a real pain in the neck because I can't get parts because of supply chain issues. It's taken a long time.
Now, right now, you have 3 of them in the works. So does that count, or are you just counting the ones you're actually building yourself?
This is the one I build myself. So this is a lower control arm for a 66 Ford Falcon. Holy crap, that's heavy. If anybody knows a stock 66 Falcon, the control arm weighs about 1/4 of this. It's a very lightweight piece, very flexible. This is a very high performance. Upper and lower, I got a tubular upper arm, dialed in a bunch of caster, if you know cars. So this thing, along with the modern, it's got a Borgeson steering unit. This is going to drive like a 1988 car. No, it'll drive really well. It's going to handle like a dream. It's going to have a stroked out 289, 331 cubic inch, 350 horsepower roughly, which is fast enough. And then a 5-speed transmission. It's going to be a hoot to bop around. Probably put the vintage air conditioning in it. And that'll be the, if we paint it black, because it is a square box of a car, we will make it the SecureIt Fastbox would be the plan. I got my glasses.
We had a question from Pete Marone. Pete, by the way, signed up for our field agent program. Looking forward to meeting him. Steven, I think this one's for you, buddy.
Okay.
Can we? Oh no, it was Danger UXO. They're asking about, can you change the door on the Agile 40 so that the keypad is at the top?
Oh, I just typed that into him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you can flip the door on the Agile 40. You do have to flip the handle, the nameplate, and the keypad, so they're all oriented to the correct position. But we actually have one over by my desk that we flipped, so you can do it. We don't have instructions for it yet, but we're going to be doing a video. Melissa's going to be helping me. She's actually the expert on flipping the doors. So I kind of gave her the basics, and she ran with it. So when people call up and ask about doing it, she walks them through it.
Yeah, she's Mel's the whiz of this, and it's possible we've got to. Ron's gonna kill me again. No,
Ron, I'm sorry. I've been trying.
No,
Ron.
there's a point where we're probably going to offer a right and left. I think we're not quite there. It's tough to do. I mean, we're talking about doubling your inventory. It can be because now you're carrying both. Where you could have a quad and the doors would open out. It would be really. I think that's coming. Cool.
Instead of the inventory, I think that we could just make it so you can flip it like a refrigerator. I think that's something that would be possible. We might have, the biggest thing is where to place the holes for the keypad and stuff, but I think we could probably pull that off.
Can you flip the nameplate too?
Yeah.
Berto's asking.
That's easy.
Oh yeah, you could definitely flip the nameplate. It's just 2 little screws.
So
I got Ron hitting me on the side. He's very
Ron,
happy with me and not you.
Ron, Steven, I believe, just volunteered to switch over to product development.
I was there a long time ago, so
one of the things we're going to do in the future too, we've talked with Emily. Emily's a great communications mind on my team and has really worked a lot with Tom, but we're going to start to do a roundtable once a month where we'll bring Ron in and a couple other folks from the team and just open it up for any type of question, and Ron can defend himself. So we're excited about that as well.
Yeah, we also want to have we want to bring customers into a roundtable. I believe I talked to Emily about doing that with either a Zoom or something.
A forum. We'll do a big forum on Zoom where you guys can come in, talk to all of us. It'll be a part of that same thing. Simon, send me a picture of your safe. It's CPayne, P-A-N-E, at SecureItTactical.com. I didn't give my old work address this week.
Good.
So we're getting better.
He's learning. How many years were you there?
13.
That's long enough.
Yeah, it's a habit. We're breaking it.
Yeah, it is. All right, guys. So what else we got going on? I'm trying to think of some of the things that are happening.
Oh, we've got a sale going. So that's what and we're going to get this right. So and part of the reason why we just showed you the Agile 52 Pro is because when you buy one of those for the next couple of weeks, we are going to give you a free Fastbox 47. So you can go ahead. That's our first promo. So when you buy an Agile 52 Pro, you get a free Fastbox 47. If you buy 2 Fastbox 47s, we're going to give you the third half off. So you can go towards that decentralized storage that you've heard Tom talk about a lot on the show. So 2 exciting promos. We'll be pushing those out. Those are live right now. You can go on our website.
It's a neat promo because so many people buy the Agiles are number one seller, but people who buy a Fastbox typically come back and buy another one or a third one because once you see what it is and start using it, realize the flexibility. So buying one, getting a free Fastbox allows you to get your collection stored, and then pull a rifle off of your closet by your front door or under your bed with a fast access shotgun or AR. The Fastbox does hold an AR-15 with magazine, with an optic. It's so you can store the firearm in a complete ready to roll setup.
And it's in the flat configuration because with a full 30 rounder, there is a little bit of a fit issue when it's vertical because the magazines just stick out too long. But with 20, it's okay.
Okay, so vertical.
Yeah, vertical, it's just the way the spacing is. But when it's flat, you can, get it in there how you need to, even with a 30 rounder in it.
Crazy.
What other cool stuff do we have going on? I mean, I learned today what a Canadian tuxedo was. Steven. This
on camera yet?
This apparently is a Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah, it's denim on denim.
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
you do have
dark
the-
denim.
Well, you said this is. Oh, that is a shirt.
It is a shirt,
Oh,
buddy.
I
It's not a
told-
jacket. I'm waiting for my blackjack boots. We did mention blackjack and
Looks like
Death
denim.
Wish coffee last week on the show. Still haven't heard. So now I'm going to switch to Vans. We love Vans around here. They're sneakers, not the automobile.
Yeah.
Vans. They're these, dude.
I know what they are. Yeah.
Sorry, Steven. I was practicing.
I'm going to.
Rockets.
The show is going so well.
Wow. Yeah. Guys, I don't own Vans.
I don't think I
you
ever
don't?
have either. No.
All right. Well, I like Vans and I wear Vans. I'm in marketing and blackjacks,
So-
cowboy boots, Vans, and a Canadian
When
tuxedo.
you have your Vans on, is that when you're sipping a PBR?
Buddy,
Well,
He's all natty light.
Black Label. I mean, I'll go back to my Schaefer Light. You know, we'll take it old school.
Oh, we got any sales coming up on wall panels?
Yes,
There is.
there is one in the works as of this minute.
When do we get delivery on the new panels without spilling any candy? We're working on some new stuff. Do we know when those are going to be in stock?
This is where Ron should be hitting me
I
on
know.
Teams.
Doesn't
right
matter.
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter.
Angry
you know,
face.
There's going to be some stuff happening this summer. I don't know the exact timing, and then we're hoping to meet with some of America's largest home builders and introduce to them the idea when people are building a house to integrate storage into the house when you build it. You know, via secret rooms, building out alcoves to hold some cabinets to make a little gun room. I built a gun room for a gentleman, a good friend of mine down in Florida. And when you walk through the house, you'd never know the room existed. It's just a wall, and you put a magnet on a spot in the wall, and it pops, and the wall opens up, and he's got a gun room with a workbench. He's got a couple of Model 84s. He's got displays. He's got a big gunsmithing. It's not set up for display. It's set up for his workroom. It's really cool. And you'd never know that's in the house. When you walk through the house, you never feel like you're walking around a space that you can't get to. It's really, really well designed. So we want to start doing that, I think, with the home builders.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the time. When you're building a new house, talk to your architect, have them call us, and we can provide information to do that.
Ron,
it is the way to do it.
Ron just told me the tooling just finished, so we're waiting on the first articles to inspect. So
Cool beans.
We're moving.
What's it? 40 flip?
So we'll get Bruce. We will get some. We'll get something going on the floor or on the wall panels. Talk with Kevin. He's our guru of what comes up next on the website. We'll get something, and now we have a customer asking, so we'll make it happen.
Absolutely. And I'm getting all this crap shown up my computer. All these pop-ups for like updates on software and stuff.
Have you seen any customers mounting the Fastbox inside the walls?
The dimensions really aren't good for that.
No.
Because you're talking, like a 4-inch space if you're lucky. And the Fastbox is 16 and a quarter thick. And what is it, 13 deep, I think it is? It's around 13. So
13
it's just,
deep.
Yeah, it's just
6
too
and a
big.
quarter. 6 and a quarter high.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on which
All right.
orientation it is. But it's just too big, unfortunately.
However, we can spill a little candy in the lobby.
Uh-oh.
I want to know where you got that saying from.
Yeah,
Spilling
what
candy.
is that?
I know. Also
That's
just
from
I've
popped
never
up.
heard that.
That came from Gary Myrick.
I thought he was going to tell me, leave it to Beaver.
No, Gary Myrick is one of the best salesmen I ever worked with. He was, when SecureIt was a 3-person company, Gary and I, we walked into meet with a colonel at Bragg. And we knew they were putting out a solicitation for arms room assessment program. We were a 3-person company. We had nothing to lose. And we had been doing weapon storage since 2002. This was 2006, I think, 2007. And I worked with a guy in Canada, Canadian manufacturer, who's making laptop storage. We developed a weapon storage system called IWSP, Integrated Weapon Storage Platform. And we started selling it. He would make changes I thought needed to be made. and he was allowing his other dealers to sell this and basically undercut us on bids. So we decided that we needed to build our own system. That's when we developed the SecureIt tactical weapons storage platform, now called Cradle Grid. So we're working on the system. We're a 3-person company. We catch when there's a solicitation coming out for arms room assessment program. It's going to be touring all the Special Forces armories, watching the workflow, interviewing the armorers, and really getting in detail to what's happening to create a report for command, which was USAFIC at the time. Now that's part of SOCOM. A report for USAFIC as to why their armories are failing, why things aren't working. And there were big players like Harris, L3. They're big players involved with this. We're a 3-person company. So we were able to get an appointment with a colonel down at Bragg to talk about this solicitation. Now, once in the government contract, once it goes out to bid, you can no longer talk to the customer legally. They cannot talk to vendors to keep it fair. Everything gets frozen and you have the specs and what's your bid. Hadn't got out to bid yet. We got an appointment with him, and Gary, we're sitting in a Hilton Garden Inn, I believe it was. And we're like, white shirts, our shirt's white enough, our ties, we don't know what the hell we were doing. And walked in and introduced myself as Colonel. I thank you for taking the time to meet with me. My name's Tom Kubinik. I'm considered the leading authority on small arms storage and armory design. And I just threw it out there. And he says, well, nice to meet you. I said, we're a very small company, but this is what we do. This is all we do. I'd like to talk to you about what you're looking for and just gain a little more insight. All I wanted him to do was know the name SecureIt. Just know who we were. So when our bid came in as this no-name company, and the proposal coming out of Harris was probably going to be 300 pages of pure detailed political, legal crap and all the stuff that goes into these bids. Our bid was 2 pages because we didn't know what we were doing. But we wanted him to know that we knew how to do armories, and it worked. We won that contract. And over the next 18 months, we became the leading authority on small arms storage because no civilians, no private companies had that kind of access. And that's when we really learned, the exact needs of the military. And that's when we polished up and finalized the design for the tactical weapon storage platform. The backup story to that, and the business 101 or business 102, 201 lesson to be learned, and listen closely if you're running a business that requires certain skills of some sort. If there is no expert in the field, claim it, and you are the expert. That's, simple as that. I've got a friend that ran a business doing high pressure hoses and belts. It's a regional company. They supplied stuff to to some of the jet engine manufacturers, as well as a lot of local construction manufacturing facilities who needed high pressure hoses for hydraulics. I told him, I said, pick one of your guys, write a little bio, and put them in the front of your website saying, Bob Edwards, considered the leading authority on high pressure hoses. Well, just claim it, and people buy it. You got to back it up. You got to have the goods. In this case, we backed it up. But
does that mean we're going to be working with Steven on all of his expertise?
No, but it's SecureIt was launched because 2 guys had nothing to lose. We walked into a pretty high level meeting and slung a little bit of bullshit, but we did back it up, and we busted our asses for the next 18 months, and we delivered a report that knocked their socks off. And 2 years later, we were the largest supplier to the U.S. military. So it absolutely worked. And now we're certainly America's fastest growing gun storage company, and one of the fastest just growing companies in privately owned companies right now. Things are going bangers.
That's awesome.
It really is cool. It's a fun story. It was a neat time, and life was very strange and simple then, and moving very, very quickly. So, guys, we are getting to the 150 mark. I don't know what the hell that means, but I thought I'd say it. And
time to go back to work.
Well,
Ed,
right. Real quick, Ed has a good question. He asked if there's any designs to make a Model 40 shorter in height to allow stacking homes with shorter ceilings. We have looked at doing that. One of the problems that we're running into is all the expensive parts to make it shorter that, the cheap parts go shorter easily. The expensive parts still stay as expensive. So if we made a shorter one, the cost would be pretty similar to the 40 as it is. But we're looking at alternatives. But I don't know
If we do a door system with movable, changeable lock pads, you could stack 240s.
Oh yeah, you can totally stack 240s. But like myself, I have a lot of firearms that it's going to be too tall for that. So. And I think I don't know if we're still looking at doing a shorter one, or did that get kiboshed? You might know that.
It's on we are looking at building a cabinet that would fit in between the 52 and the 40, like 8-10 inches high, small for ammo or for handguns. It would be separate, almost like a hotel safe in your closet.
Yeah, I think that one's we were thinking about fully welded, and I believe when we were playing around, was it 20 or was it shorter?
I thought it was shorter.
Okay.
If it gets too big, you can't fit it. But it would be at that point, all welded is just a lot cheaper than the slide lock technology. Something that small would be very difficult to do.
Plus, it's shippable when at that size,
right.
So we don't have the reason for our knockdown wouldn't really be needed. So.
Yeah, I mean the reason for knockdown technology is not to make it cheaper. It costs a lot more to do this. A welded cabinet would be a lot cheaper to make. It's just it gives you the flexibility that you want. It gives you that ability to pack it up, move it, and
I think right now Ron's probably looking at his board where he crossed it off and fixing it and rewriting it on there.
Oh, we do have that. There's a comment made about the Fastbox going into the wall. We do have a wall mount. A wall mount unit that's in development, being fast tracked right now. And I saw some of the stuff that they're putting together on it. I drew up the specs of what I wanted and just gave it to Ron. I said, Ron, I really think this thing could be a winner for us. And that looks really cool, and boom, boom. And he's going to crush it and do well with it. And did I ask a question? Spill the candy in the lobby. Did we address
you never
that?
answered it. You were on such a good rant. I didn't want to take away from where you were.
So Gary Myrick used to say that was his term about overstating, like a salesman who walks into a meeting and just, I get this amazing, and way overdoes it. You're spilling your candy in the lobby as opposed to walking in and asking questions and learning. And he learned that from the guy that trained him when he was working in a company that high density storage, which is the big moving carriages for shelving and stuff. That's his background. And we used to build weapon storage systems that were all the weapon racks were on carriages on a track in the floor. So you just open up the aisle, walk in, get what you need, and the whole system would collapse. Really cool systems. We haven't done many of those. Most of the armories, once we built our system into the armories, they don't need to be upgraded. There's the other Space Saver system that's out there. There's a lot of armories with those, and those are now at their service life. So we're starting to see some business coming in, upgrading those armories now. The military business is actually growing again.
I think my own old arms room, we had your stuff put in, I want to say 2010, and they're still using it. So I retired 7 years ago, and we had it for years before that.
Yeah, in fact, I met you at a photo shoot for our cabinets being portable. It was you and I don't know who else lifting one of those in the back of a.
It was one of my soldiers.
What was a truck?
That was a Humvee. It was a cargo Humvee.
You guys are busting your asses. I realize these things are not as.
Yeah, I don't even think we got lunch out of that. So,
wow. Craig, I think Craig was there too, wasn't he?
That I don't know. I remember
it's possible. Craig Skirkis, who was our head of military sales, and now he still works with SecureIt as a consultant basis. He formed Skirkis Group, and he reps a lot of products into the military, but he still works with us as a consultant. I think that's early.
Yeah, it would have been before he started.
I know the ADS was there.
Yeah,
those guys were there.
He came over a couple times.
Yeah,
and actually, it was funny. I tried to distract you from one to save Ron some aggravation, but instead I converted it from you getting in trouble to now I'm in trouble with him because he said he is crossing where he crossed off the shorter Agile. Now he's putting that back on his board, so I got a little note on that. So I'm in the doghouse now.
Nah,
you're clear now.
Nah.
We're cool though, Ron.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Wow. Do you brush your teeth after you kiss the ass or before it?
Wow.
Before and after. And after. That's the key.
We got to get Ron on the show sometime so everybody knows who's yelling at us.
No, that's the best part of it.
He's the mystery.
Does Ron really exist?
Oh, he's like Wilson across the fence.
That's right.
Part of his face.
That's right. Yeah. Hey guys, we're going to be We're coming on the 55 past the hour, or however the news guys always say that. Does anybody have any last minute questions or anything? It's been kind of a crazy show today. We got it all over the place, but you know what?
This is what happens when Emily gives us instructions.
It's live. So sometimes we're a little punchy. My travel schedule is crazy. Hey, shout out to Mickey Shook and Carrie Trainer. I'm going to be we are one of the sponsors of his of the big training.
Their big exposition or show. Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't have the. Let me pull it up. My laptop is crawling. So we're going to be one of the title sponsors. It's happening in Memphis. It's a big training, it's 75 shooters, bunch of instructors, gourmet food. It's a really fun weekend. They've got camera crews down there filming, and we are a sponsor. And I'm going to be going down and going through the training. I'm not a real proficient handgun guy. I'm a rifle guy. I defend my home if I had to with an AR-15 or a shotgun. I don't consider a handgun for home defense. Not that it's not a good choice. It's just, I'm not good with a handgun because I don't practice that much. So this is an opportunity for me to really spend a long weekend. I think it's a 4-day training. I'm going to see if I've got the info on it right here. Holy cow. Getting yelled at. It's called the S12.
Yeah, it's May 19th through the 22nd. The S12 event in Nashville.
Yeah, so I'll be heading down to Nashville for that event, participating in it. And then 2 weeks I'm back in Minneapolis shooting 5 segments for the TV show. Then we're heading down to SIG's going to be part of the show, and I'm not going to tell you what we're talking about with SIG, but they're going to be on. We're going to shoot that segment, and then back to Texas, then down to Florida, and
you're going to the
Savannah.
Keys, right?
Yeah, going down to the Keys to shoot a product, and then Savannah will be doing that, and we should have everything wrapped up in early June. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm heading over to London in the middle of June. For an actual family trip. My son goes to school over there, and he's gonna be graduating soon. And so we're gonna do the London thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, my youngest is 18. He's all excited. You can go to pubs over there. Actually, he's 19. I don't even know. Yeah, it's tough.
You
all right, guys.
Notes.
Yeah, I know. It's all I got 3 kids. They're all born the same week, 3rd week of November, 2 years apart. So I know their birthdays, but I don't know how old they are. But it's cake week at our place.
Together, I want to know what's going on 9 months before somebody's birthday.
Yeah, what's the event?
Yeah, when's your birthday?
What's going on in January? What are you doing in January, man?
Wow.
Is it February? It's Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Wow,
so guys, if anybody, we're gonna be looking at Chief Marketing Officer.
That's 2 weeks in a row I've been threatened here. What about Steven? He came up with this.
And
he's a bad influence on me. That's kind of like my brother. We're not allowed in the same state next to each other.
Bruce is email about LEO discount. Absolutely. Yep. And yeah. So guys, look, we're gonna be wrapping things up. It's been a pleasure having everybody with us today. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, learned something, subscribe to the channel, tune in next week, tell your friends, tell your boss, tell your coworkers, tell the people that work for you. I don't know who else.
Next door neighbor.
There you go. So later this summer, this live show will be turning into the Agents of Change podcast. We'll be bringing on a lot of the people that work for the companies that we're going to have on the show, talking about the products. We have a lot of the products here. We're going to have a lot of the stuff out at the ranch, shooting video, and it's going to be a really exciting summer. We are bringing on a full-time videographer, it looks like, which is something we desperately need. We create a lot of content, and we piecemeal stuff together, and it doesn't work very well. So, guys, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you very much. Guys, thank you for being on the show.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
I'll do it.
Take it easy. Happy Easter.
All right, guys.
Happy Easter.
That's right. Happy Easter.
It's Good Friday.
And we are going to sign out of here.